To truly understand the heart of a son, you must first understand the heart of his mother. And to understand the sacred heart of Jesus, overflowing with love and wounded by our sins, there is no better path than to contemplate the immaculate heart of his mother, Mary, pierced by 7 swords of sorrow. The devotion to the 7 sorrows of the Blessed Virgin Mary is a powerful and ancient tradition in the Church. It is not a morbid fascination with pain, but a profound journey into the heart of the Paschal mystery, seen through the eyes of the person who stood closest to the cross. By walking with Mary through her sorrows, we learn the true meaning of hope and sacrificial love, and we are promised profound peace and strength for our own hearts. This devotion is rooted in the prophecy of the holy man Simeon, which Mary and Joseph heard when they presented the infant Jesus in the temple. After speaking of the glory that Jesus would be, Simeon turned to Mary and said, "Behold, this child is destined for the fall and rise of many in Israel, and you yourself, a sword will pierce." This prophecy foretold that Mary's life would be inextricably linked to the suffering of her son. The tradition identifies 7 specific swords that pierced her heart. The first sorrow is the prophecy of Simeon itself. In a moment of joy, the presentation of her child to God, Mary receives a prophecy of immense future suffering. This sorrow teaches us about accepting God's will, even when it is shrouded in mystery and pain, and trusting that He has a plan, even when we cannot see it. The second sorrow is the flight into Egypt. Soon after the visit of the Magi, an angel warns Joseph in a dream to take the child and his mother and flee to Egypt, because King Herod is seeking to kill Jesus. Mary becomes a refugee, forced to leave her home and country to protect the life of her son. This sorrow unites her with all who are persecuted, exiled, and forced to flee from violence. It teaches us about courage and total reliance on God's protection in times of danger. The third sorrow is the loss of the child Jesus in the temple. When Jesus was 12, he was lost for 3 days. Mary and Joseph searched for him with frantic anxiety, a pain that any parent who has lost a child, even for a moment, can understand. This sorrow teaches us about the anguish of searching for Jesus when we have lost him through sin or spiritual dryness, and the importance of persevering in that search until we find him again. The fourth sorrow is Mary's meeting Jesus on the way to Calvary. Imagine the agony of a mother seeing her son beaten, bloodied, and carrying the instrument of his own execution. Their eyes meet. In that shared glance, a world of pain and love is exchanged. This sorrow teaches us about compassion, about the willingness to stand with those who are suffering and to share in their pain. The fifth sorrow is the crucifixion and death of Jesus. Mary stands at the foot of the cross, watching her son die in the most brutal way imaginable. The sword that Simeon prophesied now pierces her heart completely. She does not faint or flee. She stands, united with her son in his ultimate sacrifice. This sorrow is the school of heroic faith, teaching us to stand by the cross in our own lives and to offer our suffering in union with Christ's. The sixth sorrow is Mary receiving the dead body of Jesus in her arms. This is the moment captured in Michelangelo's famous Pietà. The child she once held in her arms at his birth, she now holds in her arms in death. This sorrow is a profound meditation on the finality of death and the emptiness of loss, but also on the tender love that endures even in the face of such heartbreak. The seventh and final sorrow is the burial of Jesus. Mary must now surrender the body of her son to the tomb. It is a moment of total darkness and apparent hopelessness. The promise of the Annunciation seems to have ended in the silence of a cold grave. This sorrow teaches us the virtue of hope. It is the faith that believes in the dawn, even in the darkest part of the night, trusting that God's promise will be fulfilled, even when all seems lost. The Blessed Virgin Mary herself made great promises to those who practice this devotion. She revealed to Saint Bridget of Sweden, "I will grant peace to their families. They will be enlightened about the divine mysteries. I will console them in their pains, and I will accompany them in their work." Devotion to the seven sorrows is not meant to make us sad. It is meant to make us strong. By meditating on Mary's sorrows, we learn how to face our own. We see in her the perfect model of Christian discipleship. She shows us how to love, how to suffer, how to persevere, and how to hope. Her heart, pierced by sorrow but never broken, becomes a refuge for our own hearts. When we unite our own smaller sorrows to her great ones, we find that they become lighter, more meaningful, and ultimately redemptive. It is a path to a stronger heart, a heart that is not afraid of the cross, but sees in it the only path to the glory of the resurrection.